Hello and good evening from the UK and good morning from sunny Brisbane. Welcome back to the West Ham Network and the Old School Hammers. Morning, Kieran. How are you, sir?
Good morning, g'day. How are you, Cieran?
I'm all right,
As
mate.
you know, here, all good.
Yeah.
Queensland, we're having Queensland. Weather, mate, beautiful one day, perfect the next.
Yeah.
So, you know the rules.
Look at this. Look, usual suspect. Evening all, he said. That was at 12:43 this afternoon.
Fuck you, lunatic.
So at 1 o'clock, I put, bloody hell, usual. Howard, good evening. Oh, that was at 1:16 this afternoon. Blimey. They do let some riffraff come Chelsea pitch. What did you think of today's fun now then, Kieran?
Yeah, I just got a glimpse of it just now. Fucking, bro. I didn't think Rusty B could outdo the one from last week. But yeah, it's very clever.
Yeah, he's very good at that.
Yeah. Oh.
Looking forward to my favourite show. See you all later. I said Mark at 5:35 this afternoon. And Randy was in at 5:35. And then again, and then Usual was in again at 5:38. Arsenal have had a £60 million bid for Watkins rejected.
Really?
Looks that way, mate. Looks that way. Usual, don't.
Well, they can't sell both of them, Gazer. There's fucking rumours about the other boy Duran going to bloody Saudi now for a shitload of money. So who knows?
Oh,
yeah, there's rumours. I mean, I don't take much notice of all the rumours, but it sort of coincides. They're not selling Watkins. They wouldn't sell it for 60 anyway. You know, they'd want 80 plus.
Yeah. Yeah, see, look, and Randy agrees with you. He said he can't see him letting him go with Duran possibly going to Al Nassr.
Yeah, there you go, Randy. He's on it. Yeah.
So it looks like Al Nassr put in a €75 million bid with add-ons for Duran today.
Oh, well, it's nothing to do with us, is it?
Yeah. Wow. Right. When it comes to West Ham, says Randy, we are playing Chelsea, who they are not in great form. I think we should get a better tactical plan for Chelsea compared to when we got torn apart by them earlier in the season. I completely agree, Randy, but we have got a different coach this time round with different ideas, and I believe more in the coach. I'm not saying that he is the Messiah, because clearly
we have got a little bit more faith in our budget.
We've got a bit more faith in him because we've seen a lot more progress in his short tenure so far than we did in the entire period that we had Lopetegui in charge. So,
with a really limited squad too. So, you know, the signs are good.
Yeah. Good evening, Brendan. Thank you for joining, bud. Mark says, see Manchester City attempting to burn the evidence. Oh, that was me. People saying hello. Tech issues. Here's a tissue. Thank you. Right. Okay. So, lovely to see me wearing me cooking medals. Fucking hell, you look mental. You actually look like you could be a couple of Chelsea pensioners.
Well, thanks for that, Mark.
Yeah. Good evening, Howard. Thank you for joining again. Who else did you have? Sheriff, good evening. Evening, guys. Charlie, we can beat them rent boys. Yeah, exactly. Good evening to Stuart Burt. Thank you. Wanted to see some beefeater outfits. I'm disappointed. Weren't us that done the fun?
I'll be next week, Randy. We'll go beefeater next week.
Yeah. Stephen Summerfield. Good evening, Steve. He says, yes, Hammer's loving the magic Potter is doing with the lad. Really got Pac-Man ticking again. Imagine fully foot squad. Well, that's what I put in that little intro video, you know. What difference will Somerville and Bowen make when they come back into it? Already improved.
Yeah, Stephen's like, look, I mean, if you've got a manager who can work at what we've got available at the moment, and go to Villa and get a result and play a second half where there was only one team going to win that game, and it was us. And fresh out. But, that shows the mark of him. And what I liked about it, again, it was a bit like the Fulham game. The work rate from every player on that pitch was second to none. The work rate was phenomenal. You know what I mean? Regardless of,
by the way. Yeah. I believe so, mate. And I think, it's been positive steps. I mean, we've had one or two setbacks, but, we got to expect that with a club depleted of ambition and motivation and whatever else, because it's been going so badly for them. So what Potter has done in this short time is nothing short of miraculous, to be fair. I mean, he's got them looking like a team already.
I just think it's just, I think that the players are, up for it. That's the thing. Playing out of positions, some from off, but they all look up for it, guys. They all look like they want to go out there and work for him. And I don't think you got that with Lopetegui. I think there were quite a few players there who weren't believing him at all and weren't keen on it. And I just think that seems totally different now. And I think that's the major difference. And if he keeps going, when he gets Somerville back, when he gets Bowen back, and maybe bring a player on loan, and to me, the rest of the season is, to me, it's done. But I want to see that progression for the rest of the season and then see how we go. For next season, a few more players in, because we've got to remember, Budge, yet again, I said that last year, didn't I? So we need to bring in 9 or 10 players. I don't think we can do it, but we did do it.
Yeah.
But yet again, this is West Ham, where they're so badly run and organised and don't look to the future well enough for me from these managers and the ball. I can look at it now, right? Cresswell is the end of it this season. I can see Fabianski, he's at the end. Ings, Antonio's probably finished now, unfortunately. That Rodriguez won't be here. I can name 4, 5, 6 players that we've got to replace in the squad before we look at anything else.
Yeah.
And that, we've got to go again. And so he has to be looking at it. I'm glad he's brought his boy in. He's right in, because that's what they'll be planning for from now to the end of the season.
Yeah. I do believe that Graham Potter will identify names rather than positions, because I think he's got his own little, ear to the ground, as it were. You know what I mean?
Well, Macaulay gives him that, Budge, I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think that giving him, I reckon this time in 16, 18 months, we'll look like a completely different team, and we'll be challenging for silverware, I believe. Well, look, actually, that's quite a strong statement.
Yeah, I don't like to jump the gun yet, Budge.
Yeah, no, but I believe that we'll be challenging for better league positions and possibly for European positions.
I think there's a lot of factors, isn't there? Whether he's backed, wherever he's allowed to get the players that he wants, wherever we can afford them.
Hi, Miss Smith, by the way. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, sweetie. I believe, I believe in Graham Potter's, philosophy so far. I hope it's got longevity about it. You can never tell. Is it just the new year, a new manager bubble? Is it the lift? We don't know. I am not going to try and pronounce that.
Let's have a look.
I'm going to call him Aqua.
Aqua. Oh, I think I've got it. Aqua Sunsell. Give it a go.
Good stuff. Anyway, Aqua, thank you for joining,
right,
buddy.
Aqua.
Who is this nun character? None? No idea. In what we trust? Yeah, Sheriff, that's what I'm trying to say. So far he's not done anything to say, hang on a minute, this could be a dodgy decision. So far everything's been positive. I like the way he talks. I like the way he puts himself across. I like the way he
Yep.
deals with the players in training from the videos that I've seen. I like the way that the players respond to him. I like the way that the players seem to have bought into his philosophy, if you like. I like it. I like the fact that he's a likable guy, and I've always liked him. But I never thought he would be a Premier League. I didn't believe he was good enough for the Premier League, and you know, I admitted that I'm wrong in that. And I think that he could just be the man for West Ham. You know,
He could be,
you know,
Gage. He could be the right man for the right time.
sometimes
And I've said this for many years, but
yeah,
people don't take much stock into whether you like the manager or not. I think it's a big thing. You know, I couldn't take to Moyes, and I think he's a hard manager to take to. You know, and I think that creates his own problems when you're not really. With Potter, you can take to him. Lopetegui, fuck no, I didn't know what the fuck he was saying. I couldn't take to him either. But you can take to Potter. He's quite articulate. He speaks well, and he is likable, and it makes a difference.
yeah. Stephen's saying Europa minimum next season. I think with the squad when fit and a decent manager, we are Champions League standard. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yet to see.
I don't know about Champions League as yet, but Europa and European Conference League maybe. Conference League, I think if we get in that, we will get every time. I think.
Well, like I said, it isn't just about the manager when you know, especially when it comes to recruitment. It's being bad backs, whether we have the money, whether we can spend that as much as we need to. There's another factor because even all the players we've got leaving, Budge, all the players that are leaving, right? There's fuck all in them. We're getting nothing back for any of them really. Ings, you might get 10 quid, but you know, Cresswell's signing off. Fabianski's probably walking away. They're both ending their contracts at the end of the year. Yeah, and that Rodriguez was probably sent back. Soler we might just send back. We're not buying. There's no money in any of the players we've got. And we ain't going to be selling Bowen, Pakatara, Kudos because can't afford to. So Kudos, you'd want to keep him. We might be forced into selling him. What money have we really got? And that's why I don't want them going spunking any money. The last few days of this window, I don't want them spunking any money on someone that's a knee-jerk, he'll-do striker or centre-half or any of that. Bring him in on loan and let Potter deal with that striker situation at the end of the season. I don't want to see us committing to a fucking payment to a player that might not.
You're actually referring to Randy's question there. Are you both disappointed with the lack of transfers in this window? No. Or are you going to judge the summer more? Summer.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm looking at the summer. I'm looking at the future for Potter. I don't want anyone jumping into a fucking transfer just to fill a gap. No. On loans, fine.
And to be fair, Kieran, you know what the thing is, the guy's only been in the job for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You know, and he like he said, let me get to know my squad yet. You know that I've got. You know, let me get to know them first. I'm not concentrating on anyone else. I need to get to know these boys first, and I admire them. I thought that was
the only exception to that, Budge, if that you know he's brought that McCauley in now, he's right hand man. That guy's got a list of fucking players. If they both see there's a player they both wanted and want to get him in, that you know, I'll go for it. So. But no, I don't want us jumping in. Bring a couple of loans in.
Close, getting close. 5 years today, we signed Thomas Souček. Will he be a West Ham legend? Yes.
For me, sure, yes. Yeah. I think he is now.
As much as you could say Scotty Parker or, you know, I mean, you couldn't put him in the same category clearly as Mark Noble.
No, there's different levels of that legend status, but you know, Jeff Pike to me was a legend.
Yeah, to me, he's in the same level as like Di Canio and Payet. I mean, we've had longevity out of him, and he's been incredible for the club in every
He's been
not
great.
every game, but he's been incredible in every season. He's performed well.
Look,
You know, he's had some.
we can call these players legends. They're not legends in every game, every week. You know, none of them were. None of them were. Fuck, mate, we had the Canio, you class as a legend. When you went away from home, the fucker hardly turned up. But he's still a legend to us, mate. And Soucek's got his faults there as well. But my God, if you want a player that gives his all for a club, and 5 years, mate, these day and age, 5 years at a club is a long, long time. It's not like the old days.
No.
You know, 10 years you get out a player.
He has literally shed blood, sweat, and tears for this.
Like a lot of it. Quite a lot of it, guys. He put his head where he should have done a few times.
Quite a few times, brother. Quite a few times. But, you know, in general, yeah, I would put him in that category of club legends, definitely. Sure. Yeah, I mean, you guys might disagree. Some of you may agree. But, you know, the fact is, it's us talking on camera, and your opinion don't really matter. No, I don't mean that.
You got to remember, there's not many players that came here, even when they're really good, end up with Hammer of the Year. And he did.
Yeah.
And that's a hell of an achievement. You know, for the type of player he is as well, that's a hell of an achievement.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, like,
I don't think it'd be everyone's cup of tea for a class as legend status, but for me, it is.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we were privileged to have an ex-Hammer of the Year on screen with us, mate, you know. And like you said, it takes a special kind of player to get recognised as such, you know. And, you know, Thomas Soucek, he's one of them players. He'll always turn up when you need him, you know. He's like, honestly,
the good and the bad,
reliable. You know, even if you don't have a great game, you cannot ever question his effort. You know, you can never say he's a lazy player. You know.
No.
And so you know, all the props to him, mate. Yeah, and West Ham legend. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. See, look, now they're all having a pop about my wallpaper. Right. What's wrong with that wallpaper? I'm fucking changing that. I'm going Claret. Yeah, any complaints I get there. Man City versus Rail. I fancy Rail to win that. 2-1 win on Monday, says Stuart. Well, yeah, that would be very nice, considering it's away from home.
It's going to be tough, Stuart. One thing fucking... even though it's very hard to pick Chelsea from 1 week to the next, but what they do have is a lot of fucking pace up front. And, we've got to be very, very careful. We've got to be very careful. They're not going to be caught out by them passes.
Started firing on all cylinders now, hasn't he? You know?
Well, yeah, he's sort of getting there. He's getting there. And that Cucurella is as a left fucking wing back. Looking dangerous.
I know.
Looking really good.
My mate Mark, who's a Brighton fan, often said to me, "Oh, don't worry about that Cucurella. He'll come good." Because you know
he will. I think he's good. Man.
At one point. Yeah. Kieran, before we go any further,
man.
Let's take this.
Fortunately,
I get bored sometimes.
It's only about twice a year I've got anything to report on it, isn't it? But no, this week, no reports of any croc or shark attacks. Mate, I've been watching a bit more of my mate, Mr. Drone. Fucking, that's scary. Oh, there's another geezer there, an American version of him, right, called Malibu Artist. And it on the beaches there at California where the surfers go. He sends his drone up around there. Jesus Christ, and it's full of great whites. They're big bastards. So it's scary to think all these surfers in amongst them.
Yeah.
But I'll say it's rare. It's rare in the town.
Good evening to you, Colin. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. Him, Decky. Well, okay, Manchester United, nice to see you. Nice to see you, mate. Nice of you to join us. Stephen Summerfield said, Salad always gives his all, even his blood. The man is a legend.
Yeah, exactly.
We agree with you, mate, you know. Everybody's saying hello. Danny Boy Boar. Danny, how are you, sir?
Danny.
Hope you're well, mate. You're probably smoking the same stuff as I am then. Oh God, no! Hang on a minute. We're talking absolute nonsense here. Look, everybody's saying hello. I'm not going to put every comment up. We're going to sign Hendrick.
So say what he fucking likes.
Thank you, Dan. Wow.
Not interested in that.
I don't even know who Hendrick is. So,
no, I don't know.
You know, whoever that might be, mate. Whoever that might be.
I don't know.
Oh, hang on. Look, more chat. Blimey, it's all just stop people saying hello, isn't it? Mark says Chelsea results been patchy as of late.
Yeah, up and down, Mark.
Yeah,
up and down.
So you know, I've got quite a lot of confidence that see Potter's got a bit of proof for going back there as well, hasn't he? You know, so I think you know the boys are going to want to do it for us lot, and I think he's going to want to do it for us lot. But also, he's going to want to beat Chelsea because of the situation. I mean, that was the last club he was appointed to.
It's going to be tough, mate. You know, I know he'd love to prove a point against them, but he's still he's still got the limited resources he has, and especially at the back. We could get Bowen back for this. We possibly could get Somerville back for this, but at the back, we're still struggling with one centre half at the moment. Or we'll have Mavropanos back, which is, you know, he'd have to have a good game, Gator. Yeah.
Sean, can you elaborate on that, mate, please? It's copyright infringement on the Clock and Shark report. If you could elaborate on that, then I will withdraw it from action. As Howard says, Chelsea are very hit and miss at the moment.
Yes, Howard, they are. We want to get them on the miss, not the hit.
Yeah. Yeah, like Mark says, Clock and Shark report is don't go in the water.
Yeah. If you do that, you're fucking safe. 100%.
100%. Right. Where do we think we will finish this season? Stuart thinks 8. And I'm hopeful of that, mate. I've got to be honest. 8 would be really nice. But I've got a funny feeling we'll just manage to scrape into the top 10.
I'll go from what I said at the beginning of the season, Geezer. I don't think anything's going to change. I think between 10th and 12th. That's where I saw us at the beginning with this new Lopetegui and all the, you know, the load of signings we brought in and the players that we lost. So, yeah, I'll stick with that between 10th and 12th. And I don't I don't really give a shit where we finish this season. All I want to see is what I'm seeing now, the progression, and start to enjoy it a little bit more and maybe get them wins. And a good shock win would be a lovely start against Chelsea, wouldn't it, to actually upset them and nick some points. I think nicking a point at Villa away, which we could have been free, that was a good shock result. That's no one would have probably gave as much chance in that. So that was a great point. I'd like to see it against Chelsea again.
Yeah. Howard's asking, do you use any analytics software?
No, under my eyes. Only
I
you, right?
think he might be asking Usual
All right.
because Usual does all the little gambling and betting bits and bobs, doesn't he? I was going to
Okay.
say, I can't even say the bloody words, let alone use the software. Unusual replied with a yes anyway. So, Stu, he already is a legend, mate. One of the legends of 23.
Well said, Walter. Well said.
Well, thank you for joining, mate. You're watching on X, I believe. So people on YouTube won't have seen that, but yes. Well done, mate. Well said. Penny says he's smoking Stardog. Banging. Oh, God. He's a Brazilian wonder kid at Real Madrid, guys, in case you're wondering. Hold on.
Okay. All right. That name that was thrown up, Randy. Yeah, gotcha. No, I'm right. I see.
Oh, right, okay. Like, yeah, the guy we said we never heard of.
At Real Madrid are going to let him go to West Ham? That would be a surprise, yeah.
Yeah. They signed him from the same club that we signed Guilherme from.
Oh, he's one of the three, Walter. Got ya. He's because there was three of them, right?
So
And I knew one went to Real Madrid, and we got
we're going to get
Guilherme.
rid of the one
The
we've
other
got
boy
and
went
go with the one that's at Real Madrid, are we? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what we're saying is, Starting signed the wrong one.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Hendrick out, Hendrick in Guilherme out. That's what Mark's saying.
Yeah.
Colin says we're going to win 2-1. The Potter Factor will want one over them. Yep. Also, feel Liverpool might taste defeat this weekend. Hendrick.
Yeah. Now you say it, that name, I've actually seen him. Now the Real Madrid, I've actually seen him there. Yeah. I think he's pretty tasty as well. Yeah, I have seen him in Europe. Right. Just don't see them letting him go. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on.
Was this, boys, if you watch Clout and Booze, I have Nick still on. Was this his mystery signing that he was going on about last week? Nick was going about this mystery sign that everyone to get excited for. I presume this is it.
I saw that. Yeah. So did oh right, okay, right. Dector says 14 Johan. Well, there was only one 14 Johan, and that's Cruyff. So either you're a Dutch fan or a Dutch person. Or just a Johan Cruyff fan, maybe. Good evening, Dave. Thanks for joining, mate. Sean was joking on the copyright thing, so that's good. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, I thought you might be Fressy.
Yeah, might go and change my underwear in a minute. I got worried then.
Yeah, I got you now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sheriff. Where are we now? 14. Yeah, well, I can see us climbing 4 places by the end of the season.
Yeah, we're above Spurs. That's mainly.
Here's a good question. How would we like to see us set up, or how would we set up against Chelsea? Personally, I would go with flat four at the back, Emerson one side, Wan-Bissaka the other. Because remember, Emerson likes to play against Chelsea now. He's had a goal against them already. And he got a goal at the weekend. So, he could be on a goer for that game. You know what I mean? He could really be on a bit of a, let's go for it. So I'd like to see a back four of those two. I'd like to see Tadibo back in.
Well, Tadibo won't be fit, Gazer. So forget Tadibo and maybe back four.
I know. So it's going to be Kilman. I've got to say, I'd put Creswell in there. at the moment. I would have more faith in Creswell being a left centre-back than I would the current ones that we have got available. Mavropanos is back from his ban, but I wouldn't want him in there.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, I'd go with the back three guys, and I'd use Mavropanos, Kilman, and probably you either put Cresswell in there, the left-sided, or he goes with Sufal. Because I still think he'll use Wan-Bissaka as a right wing-back. So, but if you went with Cresswell, then you can have Wan-Bissaka as your right wing-back, Emerson as your left. And, then depending, the rest of it's depending whether Bowen's back or not. I'm not sure Bowen would start.
I would not be confident having Mavropanos in against Chelsea.
No, I'm not that I'm confident, guys. I just think that's what he'll do. Right? There's no confidence there.
So anyway, so you'd go with a back five. I'd go with a back four. So midfield, I would probably have Alvarez as the sitting midfielder, Souček and Paqueta in front of him. I'm assuming that Bowen's back. I would have Bowen on the right. I would have Kudus in the middle. And I would have potential Somerville on the left. That would be my starting 11 against Chelsea.
If they're fit, guys, that's it. It's all about. I think I got a feeling if Bowen is back, I'm not sure I'll start him. I don't know. No, none of us. So it's hard to know unless you know. But
I think we'd stand more of a chance with Kudus up front rather than Paqueta though against Chelsea. They've got quite a tidy defence. Old man G, old man AMG, sorry.
Oh man, Sexy Beast. What film that was, old man? That was a great film. Yeah. Another Ray Winston classic. What that was, man. Loved it.
Mr. Know-It-All. That was a great tune. Saturday, Doncaster, Birmingham, Walsall, Leeds, York, Leeds, Genk to win. All right, Howard.
Well, there's a bet.
Oh man, do you have a Merc? Says Mark. I've got one. Stuart says he thinks we should go out and get the Brighton striker.
No, I'm 50-50 on that, Stuart. On loan, Stuart, for the rest of the season, yes. Anything else, no. Do you know what scares me, guys? You know, I was always, me and you used to talk about when we signed players from Chelsea, right? And I was always cynical about Chelsea. I don't trust them. I never trust them. And that's what worried me about Zuma and Emerson, right?
Yeah.
With Zuma, I was sort of proven right. Like, why are they selling him to us? I was really fucking worried. All of a sudden, Catgate comes out, which was done on their watch, wasn't it? Fuck me. And then we found out his knees were fucked. So that's why I don't trust Chelsea. Emerson, not a problem. I was wrong about, well, not wrong, but it turned out pretty good for us, overall. But Brighton now goes up. Why do Brighton want to sell him? Brighton, we all admire Brighton, right, for picking these players and getting these players. I know he had a great purple patch when he started, but with all their analytics that they've got at Brighton, they do bring up some gems, man. And why do they want to get rid of him? That worries me. That,
maybe because they've got these other players that they're bringing through, and
I know
just a requirement.
I'm just a suspicious, cynical fucker, Budge. I don't trust them.
I mean, look, we went and sold Carlton Cole, and then because we needed a striker, we went and got him back again twice.
Yeah.
Came back. Chelsea did a similar thing with Didier Drogba. They did a similar thing with midfielder. What was his name? The one they sold, and bought for a massive fucking loss.
But
anyway,
Budge, I don't want to hear the common sense arguments. I'd rather go with my fear right, and cynicism of fucking any team that wants to get rid of a striker. Supposedly that's worth 50 fucking million according to Brian. Why do you want to get rid of a 50 million fucking striker if he's that good? His injuries then come into my head going, he's
correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't Graham Potter already worked with Evan Ferguson before?
I'd say he has done, guys. Yeah, I'd imagine he has.
So therefore, he would know how to operate him. Then what buttons to press, wouldn't he?
If he's his choice, fine, right? I think that I'd rather back the manager. If that's who he wants, fine. I still would not buy him until bring him in on loan. Let's see, because he had done his cruciate ligament last year. He done his ankle this year.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, mate, I think they want to offload a geezer that's going to be looking like an injury-prone player for the. So that's what worries me. I cannot not think about that.
Yeah.
But could be wrong, dude. If he wants him, get him.
Brendan's saying he went to a hotel in Genk, booked by his partner.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, Brendan.
Good
mate.
Good evening, my favourite show of the week. Thank you, Ian. Very kind of you to say so, young man.
Good about you.
Oh my gosh.
I hope that's just a lyric.
Yeah. Do you think West Ham will sign anybody? Maybe.
I think something will come in first.
I think somebody. I think we're looking at.
On loan, anyway.
I think we're looking at a striker or an attacker of some description.
I think we'll have a couple in, Buds, by the end of it. I think a couple, whether we bought or on loan, I'd imagine it would be on loan. But it is what it is. We're just treading water really to the end of the season. It's the way I look at it. And we don't have to knee-jerk buy anyone. So this is, if you bring a couple of players in to boost the squad, you get Somerville back, Bowen back, Tadibo back, things might not look so bad. And we might have enough to get through this season. That's it.
So Freshfield and
did he, Fred?
And Walter.
The other one went to Chelsea. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Walter said
good morning, sir. He's over there in sunny Oz. 16th and lucky to finish there because of our fearless leader, Mr. Sullivan, and his many investments in management. Let's raise a banner to him every home game. Sorry, Jim, fed up with him. Alan, we're all fed up with him, mate. Yeah,
we're all fed up with him, man. I just can't be bothered to let the little prick get to me anymore. I just hopefully the manager's got a bit more nous about him to overcome the donut that he is. I think he has. He'll be right, Alan. Don't worry about that, mate. He'll be right, mate.
Well, Tara, there's your response, mate, to your hotel.
Danny's in. Send in the address. Send in the address.
After the way that we treated him, I don't think we'll be treating a Brazilian kid again in a hurry. That's good. They might go, no. Right. Oh, man. Bit of an AMG fan, I am. We've just covered that. Thank you for joining us, AT.
Good day, AT.
Yeah. Howard said he would have ordered some room service.
Straight in, Howard.
Oh, God. What's question? No, Randy's saying the other one was Estavo Williams, who will go to Chelsea next season. So he's obviously been bought by Chelsea and loaned back to his other old club.
I just brought back a memory, mate. You going to fucking up a brothel, guys. When I worked in Germany, I ended up in Berlin doing a job there, right? And the missus came over from London for the weekend. So we booked a hotel because we were sharing this massive room, 4 of us, right? So the boys I was working with. And so me and the missus went in a hotel for the weekend. But we met up with them. They said, "Oh, meet us at this bar. We'll catch up with you and have a drink." So, so I introduced her to my mates. And we turned up at this bar, and to say, right, it was a lovely bar, but at the back of the bar, basically, it was a brothel. And it was showing porno fucking movies at like a little theatre. And all these women walking about, like, and I'm standing there with the missus. She's looking at me going, "Is this what you get up to when you're working away? Is it?" Yeah. Do a bit of explaining there, guys. Do a bit of explaining. No, it's just a bar, mate.
I just thought it looked like a nice bar. I saw there were women in here. Yeah. I thought you'd be comfortable with women in the bar.
I think my mates picked it on fucking purpose, right? And said, "Yeah, I'll meet you there." Fuckers. Right, but there you are.
Brendan saying he couldn't order room service, but he did have a few trips to the bar and to the car, etc. Yeah, mate, I just hope you're missing what is this, Brendan. Vitor Reese went to Man City this window. He's the other Palmeiras wonder kid. Okay. Vitor Reese.
Yeah, I've seen that boy, Palmeiras. Yeah.
Right. Colin says you can see the players are enjoying their football under Potter. He shows the potty training is working wonders. Very good, Colin.
Yeah.
Like it, son. I like it.
Nice. Like it.
Karen Carpenter.
Yeah, I think we've seen a bit of a sea change with the players' attitudes and their effort. I really do. So to me, that's a great bonus and a great start.
Mark saying we shouldn't rush back Bowen or Somerville.
Yeah, you could be right, Mark.
After Chelsea on the system.
You could be right, I think.
Maybe, but listen, I know what Bowen's like. He's not going to want to miss out against Chelsea.
He's not. I could see him being on the bench, though, Geezer. I don't think he'd start.
Yeah, maybe come into the last 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Same with
I think there's more chance of that. But he's right, Mark. There's no need to risk players if you think they're not ready. Right? If he's ready, he's ready. But if he's not, I wouldn't risk him either. And I say, if he's saying, is there an international break then after the Chelsea game, Geezer? Is there a break? If we've got 2 weeks?
Maybe. Good evening, Tony. Evening, Budgie and Cieran. Just popping in to give a like. Can't stay long old day tomorrow. Budgie, we'll see you tomorrow, mate. Good enough, mate.
No worries, Tony.
Send me the link when you've opened up the old studio, buddy. And so anyone that doesn't know, Early Doors Football TV, tomorrow evening, we do the West Ham review and we highlight a player. And this week is John Hartson, as chosen by James from E20 TV. So thank you very much to you, Tony, for joining us. Aqua says, if Bowen is fit, then I can see him coming on second half for a bit of a run out.
Yeah, I think that's about how I'm with it, mate. Yeah.
Do you, Budgie and Cieran, do you see how players are enjoying the new setup and tactics about pressing and how the players are enjoying themselves? I know it's early, but it's more promising than before. And that's exactly what our point was right at the beginning, Randy. What we both said when somebody asked us if we liked what we're seeing from Graham Potter.
Do you know what really surprised me, Geezer? And it sort of surprised me when I thought about it. Wan-Bissaka, Geezer, he was up and down and up and down. The work rate he put in that game was fucking phenomenal. I think he should have been probably man of the match, not Paquetá, but I think Paquetá done the same. His work rate was phenomenal. But in that second half, if you notice, we had the three at the back, didn't we? We had Cresswell and Soufal, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sufal was going up the wing as well. Cresswell was getting up with Emerson. You know, who the fuck? And I'm thinking, you know, when the camera points are going forward, I'm going, who the fuck's at the back? That leaves Kilman. Right? And God, we were pressing, we were putting pressure on them, we were making mistakes, we were attacking them. I think it threw them a bit. We were actually quite attacking in that second half with, you know, our two centre halves fucking getting up the line, which you normally see if they're playing right back and left back. But you think, fuck, it was quite brave, I thought, and it was good to see.
Mark believes that Ferguson is broken and he would be like another Ashton.
That's my worry, Mark. That's why I'm suspicious. Something suspicious about this.
Yeah.
I hope not. That's what I say. If we get him on loan for the rest of the season, it doesn't matter. If he, all right. If he fucking breaks, he breaks. But I don't want to commit to buying the fucker. I'm concerned.
Yeah. You're correct about something that we said about Brendan.
Something. Fuck no, what that is. I'll get one a week.
Yeah. Howard, bang on, mate. Only 17 likes, he says. Come on, you slag. Randy, AK, as long as he is not the long term, I hope we will get it right in the summer, even if we get Ferguson on loan at the most. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at, mate, I think. Like us two, not the club. Potter gave him his debut.
Oh, right. I thought he would have done, Randy. I'll say, look, if you had him on loan for the rest of the season, Potter said, yeah, I want him. I'll mate, that'll do me, right? Have him there. You obviously believe he's not going to be an injury-prone player and he'll do a job for us. If he believes that, fine. I just don't want to the West Ham fucking idiots who run the show to make that decision. I want it to be Potter's. If he wants him, get him. But don't pay him. I mean, I see the price tag on one of the thumbnails there, 50 million. Fuck off. You know what I mean? This is, to me, a £25 million player. They get the 50 million the fucking Brighton one. That's a crazy number. A crazy number. So, if you went to 30, I could accept it, but that's it. Stop paying stupid money for players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got caught with fucking full crew, didn't we? Mate, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I don't want to see that 50 fucking million. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I know where you're coming from. Eddie Grant. Apparently, they prefer João Pedro and Danny Welbeck.
They do, but Mark, Welbeck's 30 fucking 4, for fuck's sake. But they've got there's another boy there they've got there too, haven't they? So, yeah. I see. Yes, counting. Well, yeah, right. Right. Yeah. You're right, mate. Because everything about it sounds wrong, right? The amount of time he's missed, the price tag they put on him, the fact that they wouldn't negotiate to the end of January, and that's because he was fucking injured all through January.
Yeah.
You know, it's just got alarm bells all about it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. You know, there's red flags here, geezer, and we've got to fucking recognise them. And I could be reading too much into it. I don't know, geezer. But I am worried. Just going, yeah, get him on loan. Then we'll have a look. If he breaks down again between now and the end of the season, at least you save 50 million quid. 50 million is ridiculous anymore.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Can you hear me all right? Yeah, I've just had to switch to my headphones. For some reason,
all
the
good,
speaker
brother.
on my phone went very quiet.
Okay.
Right, okay. Yeah, so old man apparently had a dream last night of eating a giant marshmallow. He woke up and the pillow was gone.
Oh dear. I'm worse than that. I sleep with a pillow between my legs. I don't know what I'm doing in a pillow during the night, but you know, I've got a pillow.
Apparently, Tony's got a Merc as well. Actually, hang on, let me go in a second.
You had one that died pretty quick, didn't you, Geezer?
No, it ain't died, you tick.
Ain't it?
No, it still goes. Still runs and everything. Yeah. Of course it does. I just haven't used it for very much. And the roof failed on it. The roof's not working. So yeah. There's mine. Beautiful little thing. I love it. I love it. Yeah, at the moment I'm just getting some bits and bobs done to it. A couple of little aesthetic bits inside. And yeah. Colin says if we sign Ferguson and Philip, he will get injured. Do not want him as he's not prolific. He's a talent, but he picks up injuries.
Yeah.
Be a waste of money for me. Would not even take him on loan.
Yeah. You got to remember, after Fulkrug, there's going to be a very lot of nervous people on the board at West Ham, especially Sullivan. 24 whatever million it cost. And he had a history of injuries. He had not in recent times, but as soon as he came to us, bang. And I think we've been stung there, and we're going to lose a lot of money on Fulkrug, whatever way you cut it, right? And they'll be nervous about doing that again. Yeah. Really nervous.
Yeah. Neil Fitzhammer.
Neil.
Evening. Evening. He says, sadly, I think the links to decent players has all been a smokescreen for the real targets, Silva and Wilson. You know that will have been Sullivan's plan all along.
Yeah, that's not very inspiring, Neil. That's worrying. Silva and Callum Wilson.
Stuart says it's my favourite show on a Wednesday. You two guys, come on, you irons. Thank you, Stuart. Really
sure,
appreciate.
Was he saying we're the only show on a Wednesday? That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Early Doors says Cieran having a beer and a fiddle at the same time. Rightio.
I wish I had a beer. I've not even got a beer in the fridge.
Yeah.
Don't think right being a classes.
Yeah. So let's there we go. Usual. AWB, a tremendous signing. Absolutely, mate. I agree. And Cieran, you said that he would have been a good shout for player of the match on Sunday. I agree. I thought he wasn't player of the match on Sunday. I thought Paquetá had a much better game than I'd seen before.
Yeah, he was good.
But I just felt that Paquetá was a little outmarked throughout some of the game.
Yeah, I think it comes down to preference, right? I thought Wan-Bissaka was more influential throughout the whole game. I thought Paquetá had a great game, work rate brilliant. He kept trying. I thought Alvarez was superb, but he done his usual, didn't he?
Got himself fucking carded.
He's only he smashed that geezer down. How he's not sent off for that, I don't know. He got away with murder, but he had a bloody good game, And there was about half a dozen you could say about it. I thought Kilman was superb. So it's about who you fight. I thought Wan-Bissaka just about edged it for a man of the match. But it doesn't matter. It's nice to see we can pick 4 or 5. Okay, so it's nice we can do that. There's 4 or 5 that are up for it. That's great.
Yeah.
That shows you something.
What I like about Wan-Bissaka is while he's in motion, while he's got the ball at his feet and stuff, you can see that there is control and concentration in his face, right? And then regardless of how it goes, like 9 times out of 10 you'll see a smile come on his face. and he enjoys playing his football. And I
Yeah,
like
but
that. I really, really think that makes a difference to
he's
players.
another one bloke. Yeah, pound for pound, that 15 million. Jesus Christ, it's fantastic signing.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
do you know, if he could deliver a ball like Alexander Arnold, we'd have an 80 million pound player. That's probably the only thing that I wish he'd practice a bit more. If he could do that as well, fuck me, man. Then again, we would have got him for 15 mil if he could do that. But
his delivery is getting better though all the time.
I hope so.
You know,
It was so surprising that they worked it on that right there, and Kudus laid his it back for fucking Alvarez of all people, who whips in that cross to Emerson. Fuck, I reckon he overhit it myself. I'm going to be mean to him. I reckon he overhit that fucking ball. It's meant to hit the centre spot and went too far, and Emerson was just came in and cushioned the header to the back post. What a goal! But well done, Alvarez. I've got to give, I'm taking a bit of credit away from him. I reckon he overhit it, but he delivered a fucking screaming ball. So it's still a good ball in, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, and it's a great story as well, you know, a midfielder, defensive midfielder, delivers the ball for a wing back.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens when you got no forwards much. If you got no centre forward, that's what happens.
Yeah, but to score with such a good header as well, he cushioned it beautifully.
Oh, cracking header, man.
Wasn't it?
Cracking
and, you know,
header.
I mean, all last season, all I kept talking about was how good Emerson was. This season, I've been talking about how good Wan-Bissaka is. Now, I'm really happy with what we've got on the two extremes. I think Emerson still has an awful lot to offer our club.
Yeah, he sort of, look, I'm going to say he had a fucking poor start to the season here, Emerson, right? But this is under Lopetegui. I weren't knocking players too much under him because I thought the geezer was fucking clueless.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to slag players. I thought Emerson suffered a bit with that. He didn't look himself, didn't look that good. But I do believe all of them have got a lift. All of them are trying harder. All of them are being more effective.
Yeah.
So long may that continue.
I mean,
and I thought Alvarez was superb in that game until he does his usual stupid rash shit, and he should have been sent off, and he got away with it. And they dragged him basically straight away, didn't they? But fucking get him off, you know, was the smart thing to do. And even Irvine coming on, he's very calm geezer, passing the ball. He didn't look out of place there, did he? Just settle it down, pass the ball, be sensible.
He reminds me of like what's his face? God, what was his name? Oh God.
Fucking what? Don't you? What's his name, mate?
Oh God, no. Yeah, completely fucking gone. Completely gone. But yes, you're right, Kieran. 100%. Andy Irvine absolutely does look like he's comfortable. He looks good on the ball. I like the way he moves the ball. He looks for an out every time he's got it. And I like the way he plays. I like him. I think we should be using him a lot more.
I don't know. I think he'll always probably be a squad player, Geezer, but the guy's not overawed when it comes on. He's just nice and sensible.
Yeah.
He calms shit down. I like him. He seems very composed.
There's a touch of Mark Noble about the way he plays. You know, the way he calms the game down and looks for the out and this and that. There's a touch of that his game about him, but he is his own man, and like he just reminds me so much of I nearly said Ogbonna then. Obiang. Pedro Obiang.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like Pedro Obiang was a little bit more impetuous, but he was, you know, calm. When he got the ball at his feet and that, he would slow the play down and take control of it. And that's what he reminds me of. At the Irvine.
Anyway, yeah.
I like him. Good player. Good player.
Yeah.
Ian says, what a player, 15 million is a steal, worth double, I
Fucking right,
reckon.
is it?
Has all the makings of a big fan favourite,
He's
absolutely,
already
Ian.
there, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I believe he is, mate. And I like I said, I'll bang his drum all year long, mate, because I think
And,
he's been the best
yeah.
£15 million we've spent since we got, Craig Dawson, and we got him for
Absolutely, bud. I was just about to take that words out of your mouth. Pound for pound, Craig Dawson probably the best signing we've ever made, right? And
Yeah.
maybe you could make that argument for Sue Fowl as well, right? At the time,
Yeah,
you know? Yeah.
yeah.
But Wan-Bissaka, 15 mil. No, if and I'm not the first to say this, obviously, but if you stopped it now and said player of the year, everybody, he's getting it.
Of course he is.
He's getting hammered of the year if you stopped it right at this moment. Now that could change for the next 4 months, but he'd get it because he'd been consistently good, even under fucking that lunatic Lopetegui. He was pretty consistent and good performances, where everyone else was falling apart.
Yeah.
So I just think he would, yeah. Great
And
sign.
and I also have to give him props for the performance he put in against Crystal Palace. When he, I think was it his debut game against Palace?
I can't remember, but
I think it was, but he played Palace.
not the one we played a couple of weeks ago. You're not talking about that.
No. The one at the beginning of the season. And we played Palace very early in the season. During the period we didn't go out of London. We were in London for about 2 months.
Right, yeah, of course.
Right at the beginning. We played Palace away.
Yeah, I can't remember it very well, Budgie.
And Wan-Bissaka pre-assisted in one of the goals.
Okay.
And he took the run the ball down the wing and took on a few players. And even when it looked like he was going to lose the ball and he was out of control, he still managed to lay off that pass, which then went on to go and create the goal.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm half remembering it now. But
yeah,
I can only remember the game we played a week ago. That's it. If you have to go back 2 weeks, I'm fucked.
No, this is like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
But Wan-Bissaka, from that moment, I thought, what a professional, what a good player. Got to keep my eye on him. I wasn't that impressed that we were going to get him, that we were linked to him, and that we got him. Wasn't that impressed until I saw him in training and then on the pitch, and then I thought, I can see why now. Because if I remember rightly, we bought him about a week into the season, a week or two into the season. So we'd already played a couple of games, and I'm pretty sure his debut was against Palace.
Okay.
Which is his youth team, isn't it? That's where he made his breakthrough. Yeah. I'm fairly sure it was his debut. I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I think Man United paid 50 mil for him, Gazer.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
You know what I mean? So to get that, the cut price deal of 15.
Yeah. They're all
and at the moment, I shouldn't say this, but he's been injury-free, isn't he, more or less? Touch wood.
Yeah.
Touching wood, Gazer. Touching wood.
Yeah, me too. Daz says that Danny Ings needs a chance, he thinks.
Oh, Daz. Look, Danny Ings, he had a shot in that Villa game, could have won it. It was a cracking touch and shot that just went past the post. I'm not knocking Danny Ings, but he's not the future. You know what I mean? He's not the future of West Ham.
He's not the future, but he might be the temporary fill until Bowen and Somerville.
I just don't think, as a starter, Gazer, he's like Antonio these days. Antonio's good for an hour, then he's finished. Yeah. I think Ings would be the same. Good for fucking half a game, then he's finished. So I'd rather bring him on with that last 25 minutes to go.
Yeah.
That's he can't last a full game.
Yeah. Looks like Budgie's going to land a plane. That issue is though Ings is doing okay. I think he still needs replacing anyway.
Yeah.
Because of the overhaul in the summer. Absolutely, mate. Randy, bang on as usual, mate. Bang. Ollie Scholes, AT says, young Ollie Scholes looked great prospect. He played well against
Oh,
Villa when he came on. He did, actually.
I'd
And
say, yeah.
so did the other young lad that came on as well. They
Them
did
two
fine.
tackles he made, Budge, covering tackles in there, fucking perfect. Really, really good.
Oh, yeah. And to be fair, once he'd made the tackles, that wasn't the end of it, was it? You know what I mean?
No,
It
no.
wasn't like he made the tackle and kind of took his bow.
Look at me, yeah.
Yeah,
weren't that.
he made the tackle and then followed through. Followed through with the play. So yes, AT, I agree. Young Ollie Scholes is
And
a very
that's
good prospect.
one. Like I say, if we lose Cresswell at the end of the season, that's one bright spark, Geezer, that we might have a natural replacement in that position, because you really need three people as a left back. You need three. And Scholes, for Cresswell leaves, Scholes comes in there. Where he starts is another thing. He might be a starter by then. But at least we got cover for that position that we're going to lose. And we've just got to fill all the others, like a new goalkeeper and a couple of new midfielders, a new centre half, and a striker.
Yeah.
But at least that's one thing good coming out of the youngsters. And maybe there could be more. We'll wait and see what happens.
Electric blue merch. Well, it's not electric blue. I can't remember the name of the colour. It's some German word, and I'm not very good with the German. But
what about Electric Avenue?
Yeah, that's
Where's that, Geezer?
That's in Brixton, isn't it?
Yeah, well done. Who's that?
It was Eddie Grant.
Eddie Grant. That was it. Eddie Grant.
Yeah. And the road is actually called Atlantic Avenue.
No, there's two, Geezer. Atlantic Avenue's there. Electric Avenue is there as well.
Probably, mate. Probably.
I know. I know. I've seen it. I've seen it in Brixton, Geezer. I've seen Electric Avenue.
All right. Okay.
So, and I know Atlantic Avenue is there as well.
Yeah.
So you're right with that.
So it's not electric blue. I don't know what the name of it is, but apparently my model car, the the R170 SLK, is the only car it ever came on. So it's the unique colour.
It ain't Chelsea blue, is it, Budge?
No, it fucking ain't. You saw it?
Sure about that?
Does that look like Chelsea blue to you?
Yeah, it does to me, mate. Does to me.
But you need to go and see a fucking optician then, pal. Because that ain't Chelsea blue. Jesus, man. Stuart agrees with you and myself that AWB player of the season so far. And Dad agreed.
And you know, a lot of people win that over the year in that last few months when they really start shining. It's in your head. Yeah. So you wouldn't give it to him yet, because someone might take the ball by the horns in the next 4 months. And let's put it, who would know? Paquetá might start banging in goals or kudos. And all of a sudden, that's all you remember. And they get it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this next comment, I'm going to address this quickly. AWB offers nothing going. Hang on. AWB offers nothing going forward. Apparently, right now, Mark's referring to. I believe he's referring to the comments made by Man United supporters in particular.
Okay. So
but that just goes to cement the fact that Man United fans talk a load of shit.
No, like I said, Budge, he offers a shitload going forward. He just lacks that fucking killer cross or pass in it. I think Soufal delivers a better ball into the box than or cut back or whatever it is than Wan-Bissaka. But if he could add that to his game now, fuck me, we've got a fucking star on the rack. You know what I mean?
But you know Potter does actually improve players, don't you? So that will be on the agenda. That will be on the agenda, mate. He'd be getting coaches going, right, get him over there and get him on the run, get him whipping crosses in. Just get him doing it. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
That's the sort of management Potter is. That's the
Yeah,
kind of
I
management.
think that he done that with Alvarez when he put that ball in for Emerson, even though it was meant for Suchek.
Yeah. But, you know, Alvarez is no stranger to bursting forward occasionally, is he?
No,
So,
he's not.
you know,
He's
he's
not.
had a couple of goals and stuff for us. So, you know, I mean, it really isn't a major surprise that it was Alvarez on the end of the
Yeah.
pass. But it does surprise me that it led to a goal so directly.
What?
But that was great. I mean, incredible goal.
Yeah, it was great. Oh, it's fucking great story, man.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you know what I mean? When
even
you're a
the
professional
commentators.
footballer, you play football all your life. There's no reason why you can't deliver a decent ball into a box. Whatever position you play, you should be
Yeah.
able to whip a ball into the box.
Yeah.
No, but I think Kilman's got better since Potter's turned up. And you know, we had this discussion with Duke, and me and Duke agreed on this that to me 40 million was overpriced. All right, and he hasn't been that great up until now. But I'm starting to see him. It could be better. I don't think having Mavropanos as your partner helps him, but I think he'll get better and better, and maybe it's worth that 40 million, maybe worth more. And unfortunately, price tags make a difference. It shouldn't do, but it does. It really does. And that's why we rave on about Wan-Bissaka, and we always say, fucking 15 million. Are you kidding me? But I want to say that about Kilman next year and go, 40 million, it's a bargain. That's what we want to be saying in a year's time or 6 months' time. And I think he will make players better, Geezer, and he'll make our defence better eventually. He's just got to get to that summer window for me to make it happen. And we'll see.
Randy, I think you just fucking cursed us, mate. Colin, I promise you, we will not sign Colin.
You're right,
we will not
Randy.
sign Wilson because of his injury record. I assure you, not a chance, mate. Randy, you've just cursed us, mate. What can I do? Because I'm feeling blue. I have no idea. Don't even know the song. I just felt like bursting into song.
There is a house in New Orleans. They call it Rising Sun.
Is it?
By the Animals.
That one there. Do you know what? I like a version of that song by Sugar Minott. No, wrong. Gregory Isaacs. It's Gregory Isaacs. Yeah, reggae version of it, and it's really nice.
There's been plenty of versions of it, Geezer, but the Animals was a classic.
Yeah, they were they were the ones that wrote it, weren't they? To be fair, so it's going to be the best version. But
not always. I mean, I've heard covers over the years that I thought were better than the original, and Well, but I mean, I haven't heard every cover of that, so I don't know.
Have you heard the cover version of Sound of Silence?
Oh yeah, by Human.
Eh?
It's Human, the geezer that done it, wasn't it? Is he called Human?
No.
No, he's saying I'm only human, didn't he? No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No,
that's not. It's not the same guy that did that version. Actually,
okay.
The version I'm thinking of is a band called Disturbed.
Disturbed. You're right. You're right. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
David Damian.
Absolutely brilliant. To cover a Simon and Garfunkel song like that and do it
so well.
Fantastic.
I mean,
well.
They've travelled the world to do that song for people. Do you know what I mean? Like TV shows.
Yeah, it's a brilliant cover, Geezer. It's brilliant.
And another really good cover that I like was by a band called Bad Wolf. And it's the Cranberries song, Zombie.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I love that. I love the Cranberries version of it, but I have heard a couple of other versions. I don't know who they are now, but as you might. But brilliant.
Well, Bad Wolves, what happened was they got together with Dolores O'Riordan, lead singer from Cranberries. They got together with her in some way, whether it be like emails or whatever, I don't know. and they agreed to re-record Zombie with Dolores doing the vocals. And
Okay.
the day that she was due to arrive at the studio was the day that she passed away.
Oh my God.
So they already had the studio books, and the band were already there waiting for it. So they got the news that she'd passed away. Obviously, they were gutted, upset, whatever. And then they decided to record it anyway in her honor as a mark of respect to her. And it's a fucking brilliant cover version. Brilliant cover version.
Right. I'll have to look that up, bud. I might have to give that a look.
They are really good. They're called Bad Wolves. I'm not too sure or keen on a lot of their other stuff, but
Right.
that cover version in particular, absolutely incredible.
Now, I know I've probably mentioned this to you before, right? Because it blew me away, right? There's an Australian country singer here, who I've seen before, called Casey Chambers, right? Casey Chambers has had some big hits here, like poppy country. But she done a cover at the Newcastle Civic Theatre, I don't know, 5 years ago, of Eminem's "Lose Yourself," right? And I ain't gonna say it's better, but what I'm gonna say to you, it's so different. It's so her own. It is absolutely brilliant. And every top reactor that reacts to these songs in America have reacted to it. And I don't think there's been one of them who didn't say how brilliant it is. So if anyone wants to look at that cover, if you like Eminem and you like that song he done, "Lose Yourself," which is a brilliant track, one of his best. She does a cover of it, and she starts off with a banjo. So this is how different it is, and it is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to give it a look, and if you give it a look, let me know next week whether you liked it or not.
Yeah.
And you, I want you to watch it, please. I want you to watch it.
I will. Trodge, good evening to you, mate. Haven't said hello to you yet.
G'day, Trodge.
Alvarez, Kudus and Paqueta have all improved under Potter. Their values were falling like a stone.
Yep. I think that's about right, Trodgy boy.
Yep.
Tillman as well, yeah. He was looking like a really bad buy before he got up for me.
Yeah. Colin says you can see Scholes being the #1 next season on the left.
I think there's every chance, Colin. If he keeps progressing the way he is every time he shows his face, he's been doing well, man.
And as we just mentioned not long ago, Potter improves players. So
yeah. Why not?
Budgie is AWB's #1 fan. I hope I am, and I hope that means I get to interview him. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Nothing wrong with that, man. I'm Suchek's #1 fan.
I sent a message to somebody today. I'm not going to reveal who it is on here, but I'll tell you afterwards, Kieran, who I've sent a message to. Try and get them on here with us one Wednesday evening. And it'll be one that a lot of people will want to watch. Trust me.
Sweet.
He's been great. Yes, I agree. Scholes replaces Creswell, gives us 10 years.
I like the sound of that, Howard.
Bang on, Howard, I reckon. What do you guys think?
I hope he's up to it. Goes up. What I've seen so far, I'm impressed. Really impressed. Right, long way to go. Fuck me. It's just a boy. But my God, he looks good. And man, could he be our next fucking sorted left back for so many years? Cresswell at his best, geezer, was fantastic. Not just defending. He balls into the box. He had that delivery, geezer, that you'd like Wan-Bissaka to have. He had that left foot, fucking whip it into the box. He had it. I wish Wan-Bissaka had it, but he hasn't. But he's got other traits where 1-on-1 defending is probably better than Cresswell. But if we could get something like that out of Scholes, even for the next 5 years, it'd be fabulous.
I'll tell you what else is very good with Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the speed he gets back at. and the way he can get back and make a tackle, a legitimate tackle.
It was about the 80-off minute there, 80-odd minute, and he came running back and he fucking stopped the geezer. I think he went out for a throw. And you could see he was blowing out of his arse. Wan-Bissaka non-stop to run that whole game.
Did you see the West Ham away fans on the other side of the pitch reacting to that though? Mate, not one of them was on their arse. Not one. Mate, every one of them was up reacting to that. That was brilliant, you know.
Boy, man, he put so much effort.
And if your girl starts acting up, then you take a friend. I know this song. Danny boy. What else have you posted, Danny boy? What the flipping hell? Oh, maybe somebody else put it. I do know that song though.
Not for me, goes up.
Average White Band. Could be.
Ooh, is it?
Could be.
Oh, it might be. AWB.
Oh, no. He's talking about Average White Band. We're talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's just taking the piss, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I was calling him Average White Band when he first came.
Yeah. Yeah, agree with that. Yeah. It was definitely the setup.
Exactly, mate. We'll be dragging back again, mate. Drag back again this fucking end of the season. Get him back. Fuck it. I reckon he'll do well on the Potter.
Oh, man. That sounds about right and all. He said he laughed when Alvarez went forward for a corner and Potter said, get back to stop the counter. And he gestures, I'm on a yellow, get someone else.
Well, that's why they threw him forward and dragged Soufal out of there. Because they didn't want, if they broke away from that corner, they didn't want him fucking challenging to stop the fucking counter-attack. I think that's why they threw him up there into the penalty area, to stop that happening.
John reckons that pound for pound, the best ever.
Well, we're going back freshie. Yeah, I think you're about right.
Yeah.
I just thought in the modern era, it's been Dawson. Was he cost 4 million the same? And I think Soufal as well. He cost 4.
Cost us 5.
But in that era, there was one hell of a signing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be right. Could have been our best signing ever.
Yeah. Yeah. He could have been. Oh, that's who it is. Sugar Hill Gang. I said a hip hop, a hip to the hip hop. You don't stop. It's that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka beats players more often than Kudus. James, good evening to you, Mr. Bong.
Stanley.
Evening, you naughty lords, ladies, and general gentry.
Yeah, well, we're Chelsea pensioners this week, guys. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently so. Let's talk a little bit about the Chelsea game coming up, actually, as we're the Average White Band. Let's go round again. Yeah, love that tune. Right, so let's just stay there for a minute. Let's talk about the Chelsea game and what we've got coming up. And do we know about any like players they've got missing, through to injuries or suspensions? Anyone they got coming back? Will Chilwell play?
The one thing they've got, guys, they've got a plethora of players as a squad. You know what I mean? So I never feel sorry for Chelsea if they're missing players because they've got so many, 10 fucking internationals sitting on their arse on the bench. So they've still, whatever team they put out is going to be a threat because they've got a shitload of pace. But but they're a team that you can't pick them every week. One week they look dynamite, next week they look fucking bang average. So as a team, they're not a team at the moment. I think that geezer, what's it, that the manager they brought in, who is a top manager. I've no doubt about that.
Enzo Maresca.
Maresca, you're right. I think he'll get there eventually. Maybe it'll be this season. I think they're hit and miss.
Yeah.
But we can't deny the pace they're going to have coming at us. And when you've got a limited back four, it could be an issue. And same with Villa. If you watch that first 15 minutes of that game, God, they were fucking trouncing us. They were playing brilliant football. Mate, that Tielemans was running the fucking show from the midfield, just popping ball through. We were getting overrun. And then it changed. And they changed. And they changed. And that helped. But at that first 15 minutes, and this is what you've got to worry about Chelsea, they're going to come hard and fast. We've got to fucking hold them out, mate. Lucky enough with Villa, we only went that one goal down. And it could have been more. But it weren't. And we need to do the same against these fuckers. Because I reckon that first 20 minutes could be a little bit backs to the wall. If we can survive that, we've got a chance.
Yeah.
Because, the amount of players they've got, Casey, it's fucking unbelievable. They've got to choose from.
Yeah.
So,
Colin says, why not try Swire from the academy? He's doing well along with Ajala. That's very true, Colin. They're doing brilliantly well, and I would take nothing away from that. I would question whether they're ready for the Premier League, though. That's the only question I would have. We've spoken about this at length before, haven't we, Kieran, about they might be the best youth players in the country. But, it's like going up 10 divisions. Yeah,
it's such a step.
It's
Look,
massive.
if I thought Potterball is worth a shot, I'd go with it. I wouldn't knock him for that. But like I say, he's obviously seen enough of skulls to say, this boy can step in. And he's proven right so far. But other players, give it time. Just see what he sees in these young players, because it is such a step up. It's massive. Yeah. So, it's a step up for championship players that come into the Premier League. Never mind under 21s.
Yeah. I mean, look how long it actually took for Bowen to really be comfortable. I mean, at first he looked a bit like, a fish out of water. But, Randy says, in terms of the Chelsea game, I would take 1-1 away because of our record at Stamford Bridge.
Mate, I'll take a point any away game this season, to be honest. Any away game. I'd just like to try and really focus and start winning at home again. But any point away to a top 8 team, any point away is a great point. It doesn't matter.
Usual. Look it up on Google. Board and Barrel, Chislehurst. I know Chislehurst really well. I had family that lived in Chislehurst, aunties and uncles. But Board and Barrel, I'm taking that's like cheese boards and barrels of port, maybe.
It could be a pub, or it could be a band.
Yeah, it could be. Mark says all the platters that matter. Brilliant blue. I don't know about whether it's brilliant blue. Schweinhund blue. Fucking hell. When you're in the brothel, it's got to be baked camembert. Oh my God. Some of the things you lot fucking talk about. A fondue at the brothel. Can we find some? Mate, I can't find. What the hell's a bishop's finger? Got to do with anything.
Bishop's finger? I don't know. Is it a drink?
I don't know, but James has got the right idea. He said he'd rather order the camel toe. Brendan's saying it's all right. You can go to sleep. Moyes will buy Wilson. We're all safe.
Yeah, we could be right there, Brendan. I tell you what, though, goes up right. I can't remember who Everton played at the weekend, right? They nicked it 1-0, right? And I actually watched the fucking game, right? I'm not joking. I'm so glad that fucker is not with West Ham now, right? It was the most depressing, shit fucking football game I've watched since he was at West Ham. It's fucking dire. But he'd be justified because he got the 3 points. But it was, honestly, it was so depressing to watch. It's fucking disgusting. I hate these managers, mate. They're so anti-football. They're so shit. I don't want him. I don't want managers like that anymore in football. But he'll do a job for them and he'll keep them safe and he'll be a hero. And the people on TalkSport will be bigging him up. What a great fucking manager. Wanker.
Good evening, Lynn. Thank you for joining us, sweetheart.
Hey,
Disturbed, best cover, Sound of Silence, just my opinion. Mine too.
That's great.
I think it's a great.
It's fantastic.
Warren Godson. Good day
G'day,
from
Warren.
down under. He's down under and all, Kieran. Look.
He is. I think he's popped on before, hasn't he, Warren? Warren Godson?
Yeah, I think he has, mate. Neil says the best zombie cover he's ever heard is by the Rock Orchestra. I haven't heard it, but I will look it up. I will look it up, Neil. But have you checked out the Bad Wolves version of it, Neil? It is banging, mate. I promise you. Yeah. Of course, the bulldog with a Shih Tzu can't think of the breed's name. It's a bullshit.
Yeah, I think we got it. Old man.
Yeah. Apparently, Brendan, he says, I promise you that it was a genuine rumour from Everton's side that they want Ings.
Have it.
Not
end of the season. Can't afford to give anyone away yet, but have him.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Mate, I'd let him go to Everton.
We'll take 5 mil. We'll take 5 mil. Just take it.
Thank you, Daz.
Daz. Daz. Don't worry about fucking me. Just you wanker.
Yeah, mate, I'm a top man. You're my sidekick. Whether Moyes actually wants him again, I doubt, because he never used him that much. But Everton needs strikers. That's a very good point, actually, because he was kind of.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Moyes. Shit.
Let's see if we can find any other comments that. Jesus, you lot. Who's that? Mark Dennis is due back from suspension. Who's Mark Dennis?
Don't know.
Oh, here we go. Look, we're talking about, we were talking about players' value for money. Howard suggests. Oh, Antonio. That weren't a bad deal, actually. I think it was about 7.5 million for him, wasn't it? For Antonio. Not bad for our top ever Premier League scorer. Danny Boyce, Cotty, McAvenny. They're all good. They're all good suggestions.
To me, McAvenny was one of the best signings we ever made. But as Freshie said, Devonshire, when you look at his longevity with us and how brilliant he was, I think McAvenny stands out more than anyone.
Yeah. I agree with you there, Trudge. Hagee, you like Hagee. He hasn't vanished. He's just on loan. That's the thing. And because I don't know if he's getting game time regularly or not. So we're probably not. Yeah. Mark says that Swire couldn't get a game at Crawley. I bet he bloody could. I bet you he could. McAvenny, top player, yeah. There you go. Hagee is sitting on a bench in Hungary right now.
There you go.
Yeah, Skulls look really good. Great future ahead of him. Absolutely agree with that.
It's still early days, then. That's all I would say. Like, you know, we can look about some of the other youngsters. When we pissed, what's his name, Nagasaki. What's it? The right back we had, and everyone was melting down over selling him, including Noble. And we haven't heard much of him since. So, it's early days.
Yeah. Swire on loan at Crawley. Ngakia. Swire on loan at Crawley last season is probably not ready for the Premier League. Yeah. And like I said, he did get on a couple of games. I know he did for a fact. Because I drink in the pub 50 yards away. The stadium is 200 yards away, and all of the locals that go to the ground get
Was he in there, Budge, on the bill, for the game?
No, but I have heard his name mentioned a few times because they all know I'm a West Ham fan, and they all know that he's West Ham loanee. So yeah. True, Paul. He did struggle at Crawley. He did struggle at Crawley, but then you've got to remember also, yeah. Crawley took him on loan purely and simply to make up the numbers, I think, because they already had their preferred 15 anyway. 15 to 16 players. Colin thinks we're going to have to bring in at least 9 players in the summer with player contracts up, players being sold. We might even have to maybe replace Paqueta and Kudus. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. We probably will have to.
We made this point earlier on, Colin, and there will be another rebuild coming. There seems to be nearly every year. G'day, Anthony. And we'll see how we go.
Yeah. Danny Boy says he saw Cotty make his debut versus Tottenham at Upton Park.
Did you, Danny?
Yeah.
I probably did as well.
Yeah.
Did I force Daz into doing that? Fair play, Daz.
Apparently, he was only 17 at the time.
Yeah, he was a boy, man. I was probably there myself, but I think I could remember. Probably not.
Anthony, 5 million for rings. Fuck that. More like 4p and a dash and cherry.
Yeah, all right. I was hoping for 5 mil, Anthony. You know what I mean? You're hoping for that. Get something. It cost us £100 a week, man.
The only reason he says a dash and cherry is because that's modern to him. There we go. Howard, well done, mate. I thought I saw a 3-legged donkey tied to a Ford Zodiac in the car park. Arsenal are in for him. Oh, God, no. Really? What, Ings? Jesus. Yeah. Dean Garner scored twice and got 2 assists at the weekend.
Did he? Shit, wow. Thanks for that, Mark. Really?
And he's been doing fuck all for the last 3 years since we sold him.
Where did he go? Was it Watford? He went, Mark. It was Watford, wasn't it?
No, West Brom.
West Brom, you're right. You're right, and it was West Brom, wasn't it?
That's who
I knew the W.
That's who we sold him to. I'm not sure where he is now, though. Let me have a little look. Grady.
He scored twice. Dean Garner scored twice and 2 assists. Really, Mark? Fuck me. That's who would have played the under 21s here? What happened? What's that?
Wow. I mean, it says here West Brom sent Grady Diangana transfer exit warning as links grow. So it looks like he's been linked with moves away from West Brom.
Okay.
But if he scored twice and got 2 assists at the weekend, that can't hurt his chances of getting a move, could it? Really, to be
Yeah,
fair.
that's a hell of a game. Fucking achieve that.
Michael Justin says, "Evening, Budgie and Cieran. I'm sure Canning only cost around 1.5 million." I mean,
I can't remember back what that sort of deal was. I know nobody wanted him, Michael, and that's probably a lot to do with it. You know, although Redknapp took a punt on him. But the boy was class. I remember him at Celtic. I thought he was fucking fabulous. Celtic. But, yeah, but he was one of them. Sort of, it's hard with that being a fucking nutbag. And he was. Like, he was our nutbag. And we loved him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm almost at the bottom. Oh,
yeah, Danny boy.
Go. West Brom beat Portsmouth 5-1.
Oh wow! I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, Mark. I'm gonna fucking look. I heard about Portsmouth getting flogged 5-1 for some reason. Came up. I'm gonna go back and watch that. Just see if Dean Garner's reached a potential, maybe that everyone thought he would, because he hasn't done it for how long's he been gone there, guys? For a year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, must be. Howard, teal. That sounds about right. I'll take teal. Merc. That'll do. Like what hairdressers drive. Cheeky fucker. How far do we think we can go this season? I think we can break into the top 10. If I'm honest, Daz. We're not going to get anywhere in the cups. We keep fucking the cups
I
up.
think 10th at best.
Yeah.
But like I said, if I became a European sport and we could actually nick it, which is always a possibility, that'd be unbelievable. But I don't think we can achieve it myself.
Yeah, Randy says we got a chance, outside chance of Europe if we can get a run going. Otherwise,
Outside,
it'll be too much to recover, and it's not totally dead, mate.
Yeah, I think Lopetegui sort of fucked it, being here, as bad as he was. So
Anthony, you are a fucking idiot, mate. Well, put it this way, if we played up front, I'd probably score more goals because I've scored in the past and Cieran never has. He'd get more headers than I would, probably.
I used to average 4 a season, geezer, playing right back.
Yeah.
There.
Right.
So, yeah, I'd say you'd score more goals than me, geezer. I'd just stop more.
Yeah.
Just as important.
And as for scoring more with the women, I would give that title to Cieran. I don't deal with women, mate. They're a dangerous breed.
No, I don't like him, geezer, so it doesn't fucking matter. You might do better there as well.
Fucking hell. It was New Year's Day, 1983. It was fucking freezing when McAvenny made his debut.
That's when we, Danny. That's when we had real fucking winters.
Yeah, and apparently, Danny says was a nasty game, Colin, on the terraces. Got a bit naughty on the terraces, apparently.
Most of them were.
How much of a bargain were the checkmates then? But well, James, we did say that we felt that Sue Fowl was an absolute bargain at 5 million. And for Thomas Socek, what was he? 12 million, I think we paid for him.
Yeah. Well,
somewhere around there. I mean,
and I think a lot of people forget that when you get people slagging off Socek, right, because his limitation, we forget what we paid for. We didn't pay 50, 60 million pounds. He ain't that player. That's what he is, man. He's a fucking grafter. And I think it's a bargain for what we paid for him. He was fantastic. Is he the ultimate, box to box midfielder or defender? No, we didn't pay that money for him. Mate.
No. Howard, you're right. The female of the species is
in most of nature, Howard.
Yeah. There you go. 15 million, including the loan fee for Sojak.
Bargain. Absolute bargain.
Randy wants to know if we're both hoping with Potter's arrival we are able to give the box better games, the big six better games now, how we approached them previously. Yes, I'm hopeful. I mean, listen, mate, I'm always a glass half empty, right? Sorry, half full. I'm always a glass half full. And so, I'm a believer that if Potter can get 99% of the players on his side, then yes, we've got a very good chance of giving all the big six a better game than we have done recently. And that includes the game coming up this week against Chelsea. Yeah, all right. So, thanks,
I think that sums it up.
Sojak was 18.
I think that sums it up. I didn't realise Dortmund. I thought Dortmund was 4. There you go, 2.2.
I thought he was 5. 2.2 million. 5 grand for Devonshire.
Is that what we paid for it?
5
Especially or no, but obviously it's relative to the time we bought him. 5 grand probably worth 100 grand now.
Yeah, that wouldn't even be a week's wages to him back now, would it?
Yeah, I don't think there's a question pound who's the best side in there. No.
Yeah. Oh, good evening, ex-potential anger. How are you, sir? My main hope is that the club can hold on to the levels we've achieved recently as tight as possible until Sullivan is gone and we can actually progress properly. That's about right as well, ex-potential.
It is, but that's hope for you.
Yeah.
Because I don't think this donut is running the show going anywhere. Do you know what? Do you know a phrase that really annoys me now, Budge? That we run like a circus. Yeah. A fucking circus is run far better than what we got these donuts at the top doing. That idiot Sullivan. Far better. They should be fucking offended, circuses, to be related to West End. That's the problem we've got. And it'll always be there, and I don't see the point of fucking going on about it, because until that fucking leaves, we're going to be a bit of a circus. It's as simple as that. And I'll tell you where the circus really is, mate. That last transfer window in the summer, you've got fucking Lopetegui picking players, you've got Steiner picking players, you've got Sullivan picking players. It's a fucking lottery, geezer. How the fuck is that all going to work? How is that going to work? It's fucking mental. Mental.
Daz wants to know,
and I'm not knocking him for... Geezer, he spent money. I'm not knocking him for not spending money. But it's the way you went about it.
Yeah,
it's just too mismatch. There's no fucking...
Agreed.
It's worse than a circus.
Guys, was Martin Peters a good player?
Yeah.
There's only a one-word answer, and Kieran's just giving it the mate. Yes, he's one of my favourite all-time players, I've got to be honest.
He was. I don't know if you missed Baz. When he said player, I think whether he meant to put that there or just doubled it, but he was a player's player. There you go. He was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, and Martin Peters.
I know you've been a big fan of Martin Peters.
Yeah, I listen, mate. I absolutely loved him. The first time I ever saw the guy play, I was 4 years old, for God's sake, and I just thought he was wonderful, and he had time to speak to us, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant. I don't remember an awful lot about that day in particular, but I just remember that from that moment on, I watched Martin Peters, and he's always been one of my favourite players. So the short answer is yes. He was great.
He did go to fucking Tottenham, and but back then you didn't sort of you never slaughtered players back then for going to Tottenham as much as you would now. Yeah.
Anthony's saying, if you had the choice of West Ham winning the league or the Champions League, which one would you both pick and why? I'll let you go first, Kieran.
I'd go for the league every time.
Why?
Even though it's an impossibility with West Ham, I think. You know, under a current ownership and the ridiculous money that's involved with the Premier League, I don't think it's achievable, as is the European thing. But I think your bread and butter starts with the league, Gazer, not Europe. You need to fucking cement yourself in the league. To win the league, I think, is the ultimate. Yeah. You're not talking about a knockout competition here. You're talking about over 38 games being the best team in that league. And we got close. We got close in 86, Geezer, with McAvenny and Cotty, right? 85, 86. We got fucking close. We had a bad start to that season. We could have won that without that bad start. Indeed. And when McAvenny came in and teamed up with Cotty because of Goddard's injury, we fucking were dynamite. We were the best team in the league. We were playing better than anyone. And I remember going to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge and fucking tearing them apart. We were fucking the team to beat. And we just tailed off a little bit right at the death. And if we'd had a good start of that season, we could have won it that year. Would have been an amazing effort. It would be up there with Leicester's fucking effort. But we didn't. We didn't get there. But I would always take the league first before any European. But there's so much kudos in winning a European trophy too. There's so much fucking joy. Yeah. So much joy.
For me, I would agree. I would say that for me, it's the league for me. Let's be honest. You don't have to be the best team in your country to be the best team in Europe that year, do you? I mean, what I'm saying is you can be fourth place in the Premier League and win the Champions League. You could.
Exactly. Exactly. And I've seen the best teams in Europe lose a semi-final, even though they were far better. You know, they should have gone and won it, but they got knocked out in the semi-final. I remember Ajax that one year that they were head and shoulders above everyone, football, but they lost the semi-final. It's a knockout competition. It's not necessarily the best team that wins that competition. Yeah. I think over 38 games, it is a true test.
Yeah.
And if you get there before anyone else, points-wise, you are the best.
Yeah. And to be fair, in recent history, for me, that Champions League final that Tottenham got through to, that really, for me, highlighted poor management in top positions. Because, you know, you use a player in the semi-final because your striker's injured, and he goes out there and he scores 3 goals against, as you said, the best team in the league in that season. They were beating everybody. And, like, Lucas Moura goes on, scores himself an hat-trick, rescues the game, gets them through to the final, and then gets dropped because Harry Kane's suddenly fit again. And he played a shocking game, Harry Kane. So that's what I'm saying about bad management. That highlighted for me how how badly it can go wrong with bad management, you know, because, like, you don't get a player scoring an hat-trick in a semi-final and then not use him in the final. You know, the only reason Jeff Hurst got into the World Cup final was because he had a cracking semi-final while Greavesy was injured. And so he chose Jeff Hurst over Greaves because of the semi-final he'd had. And he had Greaves there in reserve. He was the only sub they were allowed. But I know, there weren't no subs, were there?
No subs. No subs.
No, that's right. And
no, I think it's in hindsight decision in football history is Alf Ramsey, or Sir Alf Ramsey, picking Jeff Hurst over Greaves. Greaves are fucking the man. Greaves in the league for goals for fun. He was the best striker in England at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
To pick Jeff Hurst for that final and not Greaves when he's back from injury, that decision, history was made. And who knows what had done if he hadn't picked him, because you had no substitutions in the 1966 World Cup final. What a decision that was. It worked. If it hadn't have worked, that I think Sir Alf Ramsey would have been slaughtered from pillar to post.
Yeah.
But it did work, because he got a hat-trick.
As it happened, the only hat-trick ever to be scored in a World Cup final. Isn't it?
Well, there's been a second one since, but Messi, but it was in extra time, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
That last World Cup.
Yeah.
But it was extra time hat-trick.
Yeah.
But it lasted a long time, but it still stands in 90 minutes. Jeff Hurst is the only one to score a hat-trick in the World Cup final.
Yeah.
Hard rain's gonna fall.
What a great tune that is. I haven't heard that for a while. I'm going to listen to that.
What are you cool dude?
Oh, he was brilliant. I loved him.
He was
Colin
a cool
says
dude, wasn't he?
Peter's a legend, yeah. Usual, Lim, very one of my idols, same as mine. Usual, I loved him, still do. The Lounge Lizard.
Yeah, he was cool, man. I liked him.
Yeah. Your job as a club owner is to spend money. I'm not going to praise him for it. He only done it recently, mind you, and only on the back of large sales. He has to go and the fans have to keep shouting. I agree with you, Potential, but this isn't the platform in which to shout it, because he pays no attention to the fan YouTube channels. You need to do it.
No.
At
the end of the day, I just look at Expo. I just look at reality. He's here. We've been whinging about it for the last 10 years. There's no point. Let's fucking worry about who's in charge of the fucking team and how the players are doing. This geezer ain't going anywhere. So until he is, then we can talk about it. But I can't be bothered. You know what I mean? I'm sick of talking about that wanker. He's a fucking donut. We all know it is. Such is life.
Mark says, I'm in with the in crowd. That's the tune that I use for my my little interviews I do on my other channel, on my channel. That's not my other channel.
I remember seeing an interview with Brian Ferry many years ago, kids. I couldn't believe how very middle class he sounded.
Oh, he
I didn't expect it. Very middle class.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, very posh. Very posh.
Very. Liverpool have won 11 games in a row, Cieran.
Yeah. What did I say they didn't?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do with myself. Listen to Ferry sing it. Yeah. Do you ever go sea fishing, Cieran?
Not anymore, Daz, but I used to. I used to go a couple of times. I went out to the reef. A fun story, Daz, I've probably told on it before many moons ago, but when I was up in Cairns working up there, right, we went out, we took a boat out to the reef to go reef fishing.
Yeah.
And there was a load of Russian geezers working with us, right? Fucking mental fuckers, right? Real mental. And we were fishing on the boat, and this geezer's hooked up on this nice big fish, and he started dragging it in, right? But the fucking line got wrapped around the prop. And this other Russian fellow, I'll get that. And he fucking jumped in the sea, right? And as he jumped in, a shark came up, right? And just hit the fish that was struggling. And banged it, right? Took everything but the head. As the guy's unwrapping the line, this shark took it. 3 feet away from it. And I've never seen a Russian climb out of a fucking bit of water without using a ladder. He seemed to fly up and land in the boat. He fucking shit himself. And when we brought the fish in, all that was left was the head. Funny as fuck.
Yeah. If Liverpool had failed to beat Chelsea away right at the death, we'd have won the league with a win against Everton in the final game in '86.
That's the game that's in my head, Freshie. The Everton fucking game. The Everton game. I think we lost it, didn't we? That final game. Yeah, things didn't go for us. That's right. I think we were so fucking close, man. So close. But I think we fucked up against Everton anyway. Yeah, it was sickening. Yeah, fucking. What season, good? My favourite season of going home and away was 85-86, mate. It was just a fucking joy. Cotty and McAvenny just having fun every fucking game. It was fantastic.
Good evening, Lisa. Thank you for joining us,
Lisa.
sweetheart, with a great story. Look, my dad was the spitting image of Martin Peters during the early 1970s. He signed a few fag packets just to get away from them. He worked in a private members club, just to give some context.
Oh, Lisa, what a story, man. Really? Dad,
I love that.
Brilliant. That's fantastic story, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Love it.
Oh, sorry. Look, Michael Justin said Mbappe got a hat trick in the final.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and Sean.
Well, if them two say it, I know I'm wrong. I was Mbappe. Was sorry, mate.
Yeah, and Hurst was in extra time too. They think it's all over.
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah, they think it's all over. It is now.
Of course, yeah, it was extra time. Fuck me, how did I fucking get that wrong? There was a stat in my head that said why they, Mbappe's hat trick wasn't as good as Jeff Hurst, and that was in my head. Fucking got it completely wrong.
Yeah. Bob Dylan may have wrote.
At least I could be corrected by the donuts in here. That's amazing.
Yeah. Bob Dylan may well have written Hard Rain's Gonna Fall, actually. He could well have done. And James Bond wants to know, when are we going to get a live show of Burnt and Ernie up the creek in Queensland? Mate, I don't know if I could fucking stand a 14-hour flight. I don't think my body would take it.
14 hours gets you to Dubai, geezer. You need 23 hours to get here.
24, isn't it? 23, 24 hours to get to New Zealand, yeah. Because you have to stop off somewhere, don't you? Singapore or something.
Yeah, it can be Singapore, it can be Dubai, depends what airline you take. It's usually Singapore or Dubai for me. That's where I normally end up.
Yeah. Oh,
I went the American way round once, though. I did go there. I went to New York to LA to Hawaii to Sydney to Brisbane. Fucking
Jesus.
Pain in the ass.
Breaking news, everybody, says Brandy. Fabrizio Romano has posted that we have a €25 million bid for PSV forward Ricardo Pepe, with loan with obligation to buy, offer rejected just now. Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know who that geezer is, but
neither do I.
That's what he's saying. Okay. I made an offer, been fucked off.
Ex-Potential says not attempting to stonewall the channel. Apologies, but due respect, the fans pay attention and the fans can have effect. Yeah, exactly. True. That is true. What I'm saying is that, you know, the best way is direct at the club. Direct it at the club. You know, I wasn't saying you can't voice your opinions and stuff on it, because clearly you can. But
no,
you know, but I just think it falls on deaf ears.
Expo, we agree with your opinions, mate, but it is what it is. I get fed up of worrying about Sullivan because he ain't going anywhere, and we'll have to deal with him, and hopefully Potter can deal with him, which is more to the point, and so can Macaulay, to get what we need to be a better team next season. And the trouble is, we can wish for Sullivan to fuck off. He ain't going nowhere. So,
Anthony says that he does have a soft spot for West Ham, but don't tell anyone. Oh, very nice. Daz asked, have I ever been to Australia?
Yeah,
No, mate.
I know you're a West Ham supporter, Anthony. I know you are.
Yeah, we know you're a closet fan, mate. No, I've never been to Australia. Actually, the furthest I've ever been away from my home is either Tenerife or Turkey. That's it. I've never been any further than that. 3-0 final game. The lads' heads had already dropped after Liverpool beat Chelsea at the Bridge. Could have been 3-1 against Everton. We were fucked after playing a bundle of games every 2 days. Yeah, something like
Yeah, it
14
was. Yeah, that's right. It
9
was
games in
crazy.
9 games in 14 days or something, wasn't it? Or something somebody said earlier. I don't know if I'm going to find
It was crazy amount of football going on here. And freshly remind me, you know, but I'm sure there was a crucial game against Chelsea at Upton Park. You know my memory, but I'm thinking about that fucker Kerry Dixon. I think he fucked us, and we lost that. That was a crucial game. I'm pretty sure it was that season, and he done us. You know, I remember being in the chicken run. I remember that Kerry Dixon. I think it was that season. Yeah, it was a fucker.
Yeah, so Sean was saying earlier that because of the backlog of
14
fixtures,
days.
8 or 9 games in 14 days. Fucking hell, you wouldn't get that these days.
Oh, yeah, I think we had a bad winter. A lot of games were called off.
Right, where we go. Right, well, look, let's start wrapping things up, mate, because it's
48 games in 2 weeks.
It's 2 hours plus now. Mr. B, back paying 12 hours to Bangkok and then love you long time massage will revive you, dude. I'll go via Bangkok and get me love me long time. Budgie been to a walkabout? No, I haven't, mate.
You can go Bangkok.
If you could magically get a striker right now out of your hat, who would it be and why? Oh, we've lost you, Kieran.
I really don't know. Right. I want the striker that Potter wants. Because there's no point. I could name you 10 strikers that I'd want. They don't all suit. We've been down this road before, mate. I think the manager at the time. So it was pointless, and they've been disastrous signings, really, financially. So whatever Potter wants, I want to have. If he wants Ferguson, fucking get him. Yeah. Maybe not get him to the end of the season, see if we can actually stay on the fucking pitch. But if that's who he wants, that's who I go with, because you have to trust the manager to get it right. Fans, I want Messi, I want fucking Mbappe, I want fucking... No, just what does the manager want to suit how he plays? Yeah. And if Potter gets what he wants, that'll do me. Yeah. I'm not going to throw out names because I want... let's put it this way, all the forwards with this Robbie, this Silva and Ferguson, I look at them and go, they don't excite me at all. At all. But what the fuck do I know? I'm not managing a team that works. If you look at Nottingham Forest there, who the fuck would pick Chris Woods as your main fucking central striker? Who would say, yeah, we all want him? There's no Nottingham Forest, right? Fucking fans are going, yeah, we need Chris Woods. You know, no. And look at him now. He's fucking flying at me. I mean, I might only last till now. It might not. It might die off for the rest of the season. He might not ever do that again. But the guy's got fucking, I don't know, 15, 16 goals in the Premier League. He's having a fucking whale of a time. Yeah. But that manager picked him to be his focal point as a centre forward because it suited him, and it's working. So that's what I want for Potter. You pick it. You pick the geezer you think works, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Well, usual. play my top 10 records on a stream and tell us why I picked them. I would probably have to.
God.
I don't know if I could pick 10.
No, it's hard, eh?
Oh,
I've got 1,000.
man. Oh, me too. I mean, my number
Yeah,
one
it's hard.
song of all time, and it's probably going to surprise quite a lot of people, is "Sign of the Times" by that lad from One Direction. What's his name? Harry Styles. Don't like the group One Direction, but that Harry Styles did
Yeah,
that
that
one
would
tune.
surprise me.
That one tune, that would definitely be up there. It'd be one of my favourites, definitely. That and "Redemption Song" by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Yeah, there's thousands of tunes, mate. I don't know if I'd get away
I wanted
with
to
playing
tell
the
you,
tunes
actually. Yeah, I just don't know how to pick them, mate. Plus, my memory's forgotten some of the best songs I ever heard as well. But on my YouTube feed the other day came up, my favourite composer just came up on it, right? Do you know who my favourite composer is, Geezer?
We're not talking classical composers here, are we?
Not necessarily, but he's more of a contemporary composer in the last 30, 40 years.
John
right?
Williams.
Oh, not a bad fucking shout, Geezer. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. He might be my second. That's not a bad shout. That's a fucking good effort, Geezer. I will give you that. But it's Ennio Morricone, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It just came up, right? And it was an orchestra doing his music, and I watched it, and it just brought back so many fucking memories of how brilliant this geezer is, right? And then I started watching, one after another, fucking, and there'll be probably people who go, who the fuck is Ennio Morricone? But if you go back to The Good, Bad and the Ugly, the films, he done all the music for that,
And George?
With Clint Eastwood.
Oh, no, that was Lalo Schifrin.
And then he did, one of my favourite tracks from him is from The Mission, the film The Mission. And, it's just wonderful. And then he done Once Upon a Time in America. It's a great 3.5 hour long film with De Niro and James Woods. He done all the music for that. The geezer is a fucking genius. He died about, 12, 13 years ago.
All right.
And I actually done one where he was actually composing the orchestra. Now you see it all the time, other people doing his music, in orchestras all over the world, especially the Denmark Philharmonic, funny, huh? But my God, it's so brilliant, his music, as a modern day composer in the 20th century.
Yeah.
I just fucking love it, man, love it.
Yeah, I watched a really good film the other day. It's got some beautiful music, lovely music in it. Book of Eli with Denzel Washington.
What was it called?
Book of Eli.
Oh, I've seen that, Geezer, a long time ago, but I did see that. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, same as that. And I watched it the other day around my mate's house.
All right. Yeah, it was good.
It brought back all the memories and that of watching it before. But the music in it is brilliant. The first tune you hear, the first song you hear is Al Green, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? What a great tune. What a great tune.
Do you know another thing come up my feed, Geezer, the other day? A geezer I'd fucking forgotten about, but I loved him at the time. It's Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah.
Do you remember Teddy Pendergrass?
Yeah, of course I do. Love TKO.
That's it, Geezer. It's the biggest hit, wasn't it? TKO. Yeah, I love TKO. You won't die. Your memory is fucking so much better than mine, son. So much better. But that just came up and fucking I've forgotten all about him.
Yeah. I'll tell you who I used to really like back then. That was what was his name now? D'Angelo. Oh, mind you, that was a bit after Pendergrass and Luther Vandross and that lot. But there was a guy called D'Angelo. He did that song called Brown Sugar. It was just
What, Mick Jagger?
no, different version, different song. That was just sort of slowish, mid-tempo, about 90 beats per minute, I suppose. Soul-y. That was nice, real nice tune. But I liked his voice, and for some reason he just like died off. He done a couple of albums, and that was it. He was gone.
Yeah.
But anyway, right, let's start talking about closing down. Colin says, great show, gentlemen. Budgie Cieran, you're wonderful gents. Thank you very much, Colin. Good night. God bless. Take care. And see you both next time, guys. Thank you. And answering your question earlier, Daz, yes, it will be 10 o'clock next week. You will see us both again. Unless we get something over the weekend, but that won't be on this channel. That will be on Green Street Elite. So you have to keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure we'll be doing anything this weekend because I'm not sure what my itinerary is for this weekend. Actually, I've got to be honest. So, Brendan, thank you for joining us, mate. Great show. Catch up next week. Thank you, Daz. Thank you.
See you, Brendan.
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Yeah.
That's who he was before Teddy Pendergrass, wasn't it? It was Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes before he went on his own, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, well done, usual.
Lalo Schifrin, yeah, he did Shaft. Oh no, not Shaft. Sharks. I was thinking of Jaws. He done loads of stuff. I can't remember half of the stuff he's done, but he's a brilliant composer as well. And also, you can't forget people like
that's brilliant. You can't forget people like
I know, I'm fucking terrible.
You can. Apparently you can. Not as bad as me.
Who's the big producer that Michael Jackson did Off the Wall with? And oh God, what's his name? What's his bloody name? Someone will probably tell me in a minute.
Someone will tell you something.
Quincy Jones. Thank you, Sean. See, I knew someone with Quincy Jones. Another great writer.
Yeah, I've just heard some bad stories about that fucking note. I'll be careful.
Mark, thank you. And Howard, thank you. Anthony, Budgie on with Tony tomorrow. Yes, I am. So early doors football TV, 8 o'clock. It'll be the West Ham review, and we will be chatting about Johnny Artson. Usual, thank you for joining us. Teddy P on lead vocals for Harold Melvin, correct Mundo.
Yeah,
Randy, great show, guys, as always. Thank you. Bye, Danny, or Daz, sorry. Top show again, lads. See you in a couple of days. Kieran?
We'll do so, Rashid.
What are you doing in a couple of days then?
I do that thing with Titch it's only about 15 people watch it, right? I do a thing with Saturday mornings, Friday nights for you with Titch, a prediction sort of show with, and it's called Titch TV. So Freshie always pops on. Freshie's been touring fucking Europe, right? For the last week or so. So you might get to see him. Might get to hear from him again.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So that's it, everybody. We had to finish show early tonight. Both Tony got the shit. Oh, very nice. That's right. He did. Lalo Schifrin did the George music. Right. Okay. He also did the music for Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. Neil says he loves this show. Thank you, Neil. Great show, guys. Thank you, Randy. So that's it. That's all of the comments. That's everything for this week. We will see you again at 10 o'clock next week. Thank you very much for joining us.
There's no fucking comments there about bringing any Mauritanians. Outrageous.
Thanks a lot for joining us. I'll talk to you in the green room, Kieran. See you later, guys.
best, chaps. Bye-bye. Later.
Oh, it ended, and we haven't. See you later, guys. Bye. See ya. Fucking hell,